My name is Rosa, and I researched possible links between sleep disorders in children with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, and hyperkinetic disorder, HKD. Children with these disorders experience clinically significant sleep disturbances. These are not just side effects of ADHD, but could represent comorbid sleep disorders that can mimic, exacerbate, or underlie core ADHD symptoms like inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. Studies by Miano et al. In 2016 and Chaveris et al. In 2024 identified 5 sleep phenotypes linked to ADHD. These were the delayed sleep phase syndrome, which is the most common type, marked by a delayed sleep-wake cycle and resulting in sleep deprivation that can mimic ADHD symptoms. Primary hyperarousal state suggests ADHD may represent a hyperarousal disorder with motor restlessness evident during non-REM sleep. Sleep-disordered breathing includes snoring and obstructive sleep apnea, often improving with age. Restless leg syndrome and periodic limb movements associated with iron deficiency. In the Miano study, they found that iron supplementation actually improved sleep quality. Sleep epilepsy and interictal epileptiform discharges. Up to 53% of children in the Miano study showed IEDs during sleep, affecting brain function and sleep architecture, often only detected via overnight EEG. Findings implied that sleep problems often cluster with emotional, behavioral, and parent-related factors, highlighting that ADHD assessments should address a broad range of sleep issues, not just insomnia. A 2010 study by Xiang et al. Explored the association between ADHD subtypes and sleep issues, finding that sleep problems were significantly correlated with hyperactive, impulsive, and combined subtypes of ADHD, implying that sleep disturbances can induce or worsen ADHD symptoms. Children with more severe behavioral symptoms reported greater difficulty initiating and maintaining sleep. Findings also included strong links between ADHD symptoms and sleep terrors, sleep talking, and insomnia. This supports the idea that ADHD symptom severity and sleep issues may share neurobiological mechanisms, particularly dysfunction in dopaminergic and non-adrenergic systems, which regulate both attention and sleep-wake cycles. Lin et al. Conducted a study in 2025 which used polysomnography to examine gender-based sleep differences in children with ADHD. Children showed longer total sleep time and shorter REM latency, suggesting better sleep quality. Boys had more REM disturbances linked to emotional regulation, memory, and executive function. These findings may help explain sex-based variations in ADHD symptoms and outcomes. Across gender, parasomnias such as sleep talking were common, reflecting underlying sleep instability and fragmentation, which can impair daytime cognitive performance. Gomes et al. Analyzed parent-reported sleep in children with HKD versus typically developing peers. Key findings showed that HKD children had later bedtimes, shorter sleep, and more bedtime resistance. They showed higher rates of snoring, nightmares, bedwetting, and sleep talking, and more daytime fatigue, irritability, and low mood, often mistaken for ADHD symptoms. No significant sleep differences emerged between medicated and unmedicated groups, suggesting sleep issues are intrinsic to HKD and ADHD, rather than medication effects. This supports the bidirectional link between sleep problems and ADHD symptoms. Further research by Lushington et al. Explored sleep talking and mental health in children with and without ADHD. In those with ADHD and HKD, they found that sleep talking was weakly but independently associated with internalizing problems such as emotional symptoms, peer relationship difficulties, in typically developing children. In children with developmental problems potentially overlapping with ADHD, sleep talking was not predictive of poor mental health, but rather associated with better prosocial behavior. This implies that sleep talking and potentially other parasomnias may co-occur with broader sleep disturbances rather than being indicators of psychiatric comorbidity in neurodiverse children. This emphasizes the importance of evaluating co-occurring sleep problems, not just behavioral symptoms. Across the 6 studies arose a bidirectional relationship showing that sleep disturbances can mimic, exacerbate, or result from ADHD symptoms. And untreated ADHD symptoms can disrupt sleep via hyperarousal, irregular routines, or side effects of medication. Additionally, sleep disorders are often underdiagnosed. In studies by Miano, Chaveris, and Lin, they demonstrate that many children with ADHD have undiagnosed comorbid sleep disorders. These can be missed without structured assessment, meaning that there is a need to explore step-by-step care models and integrated protocols for sleep and co-occurring difficulties. To conclude, research supports the growing consensus that ADHD is not a purely behavioral or cognitive disorder. In many cases, disrupted sleep, whether due to underlying disorders or neurological disturbances, may drive or exacerbate symptoms. Addressing sleep could transform diagnosis and treatment pathway in pediatric ADHD care. Thank you.